Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another round of the ANZCAR Cup Truck Series. Tonight I am joined in the booth by Mr. Peter Gretton. Good evening, Peter, and welcome to the booth for the first time. Yeah, it's been really busy. So many series that we're across, but we're there. So a bit of fun tonight. 100 laps here at Kansas. Should be interesting to see what happens, mate. Where of course it's an oval configuration. 2.4 kilometres in length. Track is a 4, and of course the city that we're at is Kansas City, and of course in the good old US of A. Pete, bit of chit chat tonight. A bit of slipperiness out there. Yeah, sorry, Pete. We've and just been told we can't hear you, so it is not working. The gremlin has come back. I'm just trying to fix this now. Again, the gremlin has come back. I am working on it, Sarah, so please give me a minute. No.
On the screen too. Yeah, can you hear me? Haha. Oh no.
Okay, we are back, ladies and gentlemen, and
I tell
let
you, it's
me.
probably just me, Mark. Right in the nick of time, this shit just starts working
Yeah,
right at
and
the
you're live,
the
you're
right
live, you're
time.
live.
100%.
So, all right, ladies and gentlemen, we have fixed that bug again. We will try and get the grid up for you. So I'll let you run through that, Pete.
Let's go. Starting grid. Hamish Gallagher, Mitch Motorsports. He'll start alongside Daniel G. Let's call him Danny G. Mitch Motorsports for the front row. How good's that? Both teammates on the front row. Jason Martin and Jai Schultz will have the second row. 3 as we go over the page will be Josh Mickelmore and Luke Draher. Will fly through this one, I think, Mark, because my commentary is super quick. Darren McKenzie, Southern Stars Esports, he'll start alongside Ryan Jones for row 4. Row 5, Perry Anastakis and Ashley Dodson. They're going to be a pairing to watch here tonight. Sam Smith and Gary Wellmans from Simboys. Bloody Simboys. They'll have the row 6. Row 7, Andy J. Barber and Paul Drady. Watch for Andy to push through. 1.5 miles is what he likes. Norman Clark. I tell you, you've been watching a lot of ANZCAR. Norman Clark. He's very smart, I tell you. Very smart racer. He'll start along Lachlan Urquio. As we go to row 9, Stevie Dubb, Stevie Williams and Mark Smith. We'll have row 9. Row 10, Brenton Henderson and Michael Campbell, 619 machine. Good looking livery too. They'll have row 10. Row 11, Carl Withy, voice of ANZCAR, some may say. Him and Chris Lesborg will have row 11 as the guys take off for their outlap. Mirko Dortonak and Greg Spencer will have row 12. Row 13, Sean Dushki and Kai Turner. I'm a newbie too, so I may stuff up some of your names. Good old Noddy Tompkins, 80 machine out there. He'll be quick. 127 to Jack Barrett. He'll start alongside him on row 14. Christopher Tomlin, aka Chop, inside lane Sim Sports. 212 will start outside of Brad Fenley. And look at the VB machine out there. I tell you, that Jim Beam machine that I was running last night looks pretty sexy as well. And that's the grid. The pace truck's ready to go. Mark, it's all set. It's all locked and loaded. Kansas here for the ANZCAR trucks.
Yeah, definitely a one to watch tonight. And Hamish Gallagher on pole, so he's definitely a man that we're going to have to be keep an eye on as we head up to the starter cam for Barney to get underway as they come out and head into the start zone.
I do believe the start zones are still disabled as we're still having problems with the Barney waves the flag green. We're off and going here at Kansas, lap 1 of 100. And, well, tyres, you've got to keep them clean as they work their way around and navigate. And this is going to be the interesting fact as we see 3 wide a little further back. Mark, a little bit... I don't know the word I'm talking about. A little bit out of practice is probably what I'm thinking about now. But, I tell you, these guys, a bit of smoke there too, Mark.
Yeah, there's some guys that aren't going to muck around. The challenge is for the boys to get through this cleanly. The first few laps, they're probably going to try and push a little bit. But then, I believe around lap 10, the tyres start to drop off and become a bit greasy.
Yeah, tyres are going to be the talk of the town here tonight. Lap 8, I've heard also. So there's a couple of laps there between the different parties as we go to a replay of the tyre deg. We're going to be watching that as Let's see what happens here. Oh, it's the start that we go back to have a look at. And this is the 3 wide I was talking about. And they're pretty eager, as the word gets me now, as we have a look at a replay. Squirrely, but it was a pretty good start. And the guys, they'll move on, they'll push on. But tyres, lap 8 I've heard, lap 10 Mark's heard. So throughout the course of tonight, tyres. Can you do it on a one-stopper? I have heard you can if you are fuel safe.
Yeah, mate, that's going to be a big ask, so to do this here, as we just go back to track conditions. 48, that's 119 degrees Fahrenheit. That is a hot track. So you're going to have to look after those tyres and really be careful on what you do and how hard you push early. But we can see here the 11 of Ryan Jones trying to battle Josh Micklemore. The Mitch boys are up there again, close to the front.
Yeah, Denny G's involved in that battle as well as the Mitch Motorsports crew move up. But oh yeah, that battle sort of sorts themselves out. And it's pretty easy to get involved into a battle that you don't really need to have, as we focus on the 270 machine of Jai Schultz. You don't want to get involved in a battle here, and you don't want to be held too low as well. That's a tactic, Mark, that we'll see here tonight, because it is a tyre game. Again, tyres is all you're going to hear from commentary here tonight. If you get held low, you're going to be using more tyres, and watch the guys use that tactic throughout. 270 machine, is he doing that now or making the pass? I think he may just be making the pass, but that's one car that I know he's got a good race brain. He could be a bit cheeky too and hold you down. Look at this battle, 3 wide early on.
Yeah, it's a four-way battle between Martin, Jones, Gallagher and Micklemore, and just it's not going to take much for Jai and Denny G to catch this lead group if they keep battling. And as I say that, Jai comes in the camera view.
He's just right on there on the tail. He knows what he needs to do as well. He's got a good race head on his shoulders, but he'll know when to push and when not to push. But he'll also know. Look at that 31. He just covers that move and is like, "Not today, buddy." Look at the 31 and the 13, just holding him back there. That's almost what it looks like. I'm not too sure if that's what's happening. A lot more battling that I thought would be going on. Lap 7 of 100, Mark, than I anticipated, because it is a tyre game here tonight. Are these guys going to go full out for the 2-stopper?
Oh, mate, I think if anyone's going to do the 1-stopper, it may be that 270 of Jai Schultz. Again, he's got a great paint scheme on that car. He's the master at the alternate strategy. He seems to just jump in and do something very unusual when you least expect it.
It's like he comes out of nowhere almost. But right now, these guys are doing a good job at just settling in. Ryan Jones, the number 11, we've seen him battling with Nicky G before. And now you can see him leading this motor race at the minute. Some like to lead, some like to be in the battle, some like to tail it at the end of it. There's a couple of cars into the wall.
Yeah, that was Hamish just getting a little bit too high, and you can see the damage there to the right side of that truck. Let's hope that he doesn't have any more touches, because it may end up hurting that right front.
Yeah, well, you've got to manage that as well. And when the tyres do go out, and lap 10, we were talking, I said lap 8, you said lap 10. Well, we're right there at the window, lap 10. These guys on screen and all the guys on track at the minute are now just going, okay, these tyres don't want to turn, or these tyres are trying to overlap each other. So there's another challenge. Mark, there's another challenge. Tyre deg is well into play right now, and they're still going too wide.
Yeah, definitely. Just bring up the track race info. So, Pete, we've got 100 laps, which is 241 kilometres or 150 mile. Tyre sets, I forgot to put that in. That's unlimited, but the fuel range is between 43 and 48. Now you've been told that flat out it's 43, and if people want to fuel save, they've got to take a little bit of punishment and get back and save that in the draft.
And I do think the 48 lap sort of stint will come into play if we do see the yellow. And I tell you, these guys are moving around a little bit. I thought we would have seen a yellow by now. It looks like these guys are comfortable where they're at, and they're in their strengths at the minute. So we may not see a yellow. So we may see the 43 lap fuel sort of calculator come into play there, Mark. So 43 to 48, and yeah, just a little bit of research done. Just before this, not much as usual, that's me, but enough to know what's going on. Lap 1300 ANZCAR trucks here at Kansas. It's all looking well, mate. We've gone 13 laps green.
Yeah, mate, I'm just looking further back. This is back in the 20s, and it's definitely an angry pack as we see Christopher Tomlin there battling along with the 93 truck.
Car into the wall. 47, I think that was, Mark. Sorry to take over. That's checked up the whole field here. Are we going to see a yellow Chris Tomlin just into the wall? Mark, sorry to talk over you there.
No, that's all right.
There, but 47, I do believe, was that car into the wall. It might help a little bit. I'm not too sure. A car in the wall checked up about 10 people there, and we stay green as we go to a replay. Was it the 47? Was Pete right or wrong, Mark?
No, it's the 42, Lachlan Urquio. So not a good night. I know he's had a great weekend at the F1. Maybe he's been watching too much F1 racing over the weekend and decided to find the wall. So, but it's definitely not a night that he would want. But he's still out there circulating as we go back to live pictures. But he has dropped way down to the 36th position. We might go back up front there and check, and we can see Ryan Jones and Martin really having a ding-dong battle out the front for 1 and 2. Josh Schultz, mate, he's actually got the job done, and he's battling hard for 3rd place with Josh Mickelmore.
Josh Mickelmore will show it to him. We see him every week. Put it to the best of the best, and he probably hasn't had the luck of many, but he still turns up and he still battles these guys. And Jai now kept low. The 24 is holding him down there. And, well, that red and black machine is looking in his mirror going, you guys battle of this because I'm out of the heat.
The other person that we see there, mate, is the 02 truck of Darren McKenzie. So he's done well to get up there so far. So some great racing, some great moves. We might just go back a little bit and look at the further back. We've got Luke Traynor in 7th, Ashley Dogson in 8th, Perry Akanakis in that silver and black truck in 9th, and Hamish Gallagher has fallen all the way back down there to 10th. So that damage to that right side of the truck will be hurting him.
No fast repairs here as well, so you got to grin and bear it and do all your damage, hopefully, if the yellow comes out.
Yellow.
We are yellow out, actually. We are yellow. I was looking at the bar underneath the ANZCAR logo there. As I said, we need a yellow, and right there's a yellow. So was that the incident, Mark? We're just yabbering on you-know-what, and let's have a look. Power of the gods. We have a replay here, and this may show it because the commentary didn't. Definitely didn't.
Oh, no, sorry, wrong one. Looks like,
that's into the wall. Oh, look at this. The 65 and the 80. The 80 gets away. Oh, look at the guys get through there. A couple of unlucky. Oh, no. That turned a bad to worse. It was looking like it was a good accident, if I could say it. But
yeah, that's
that truck there.
That's nasty. Carl. That's definitely not a good night for Carl. Noddy up into the wall and bounces. And then Carl is basically holding on for grim life. Missed that one. It's the 088, I think it was. So not a good night for a few boys there.
I tell you, that 65 machine. Oh, there was something pluckering.
Yeah, back live with him now. It'd be interesting.
He may have got away with it. He may have got away with too much damage, but as you know, as expected, everyone's going to jump down pit road and do their service. And you would say with 80 laps to go, we're going to get a set of tyres, because I'm not too sure, Mark, you're more onto this stuff than I am. Is the trucks one of the cars that they updated where you do your tyres and fuel at the same time, or the truck's still separate?
Oh, I think the trucks are still separate, mate. It's been a little time since I jumped into the truck. But yeah, I'm pretty sure you can do tyres and fuel automatically at the same time. So we see there, Carl definitely taking some tyres. We might jump back out on the track with Jason still in the lead. Yeah, it's one of those funny things where, oh, excuse me, some updates have come through and you can automatically just do tick the box and it does fuel and tyres straight away for you. Takes a little bit of fun out of it in the sense that it's pretty automatic, but it's still like me. I don't have stuff ticked automatically. I've got to tick my boxes on and decide on how much fuel I want to put in and different things like that.
I'll tell you my strategy when I'm in an oval race, and most people would know if they're in my circle or watch a little bit of me racing on these platforms, but I usually last 10 laps and just go, yeah, that'll do it. But, well, my trick for strategy is to be in Discord with people that know how to race, have the volume of the car a little bit lower than the voices so you can hear their strategy and, well, some may say cheat, but use their knowledge and for me to progress, although many times I don't. But these guys are progressing at the moment. It's showing live timing, showing Hamish Gallagher is at the lead, but I think it's Jason Martin, and the 21 is our effective leader, lap 21 of 100.
Yeah, it definitely is, mate. The other thing we've learnt now that we've got to be careful on what we say on the broadcast, because even though it's not illegal and it's not frowned upon, I know there's some guys running around listening to the broadcast, so they get a little bit of a heads up on what their opposition's doing.
Well, maybe we should give him a little bit of a bum steer here tonight as we're just about ready to go green. It's up to the leader and he's gone, 21, Jason Martin. There's a good start from him, the 31. He'll go with him, though, as we look a little bit further back. It's a nice start, slowish start, very pedestrian start, but the 21 of Jason Martin, he definitely has practiced that a little bit here tonight because he absolutely blitzed him. 31's gone with him, though, both Mitch Motorsports.
Yeah, those Mitch boys last week in the Xfinity cars, I believe it was, were getting blinder starts, and also in the trucks last Monday on the restarts.
As they still go side by side, they're probably one of them teams that they're like, hey, we may be teammates, but we're going to battle just as hard. The 31, he progresses through. Maybe that's his strength to lead. 21 files in behind, but that 11 of Jones, he's there. He's been a silent contender, and I'll tell you, if he's looking out of his windscreen right now at teammates battling, generally, I tell you, I've seen a few of these races. Teammates seem to battle a little bit harder than others, and they seem to wreck out. Jai Schultz in the 27, or the 270 rather, is right there ready to pounce as well. So these leaders, they got to keep their mannerisms in check, even if they are battling their teammate, because there's about 3 hungry cars ready to take it on. And have a look at this field of hungry trucks fly past this camera. Oh, seeing the leaders there, 3 wide. Oh, it's a hungry battle again.
I'll tell you what though, Ryan James and Jai Schultz have both got their work cut out with those 3 Mitch boys there, and we can see Ryan Jones jump up in front of Denny G to split that outside lineup. And Jai always seems to be able to just keep that truck on that low line and really push hard on the low line. But we see in the background too, we've got Luke Traher, Ashley Dogson and Darren McKenzie. So they're not completely out of it either. And we'll just check in with our regular, Matty Ray. sitting back down there in all sorts of hurt in a big bunch. He's been able to get up to 22nd, so we'll have to keep an eye on him. So I'm going to ask you, Pete, who's your money on?
Well, I'll tell you, 26 of 100, there's probably about 40 trucks. I'd put a cent on each, I think. I have no idea. Let's go Mark Smith. Now, that's out of the bag, but it's a 1.5 mile. We're here at Kansas. These guys up the front are doing all sorts of battling early on, so it's up for anyone. But, well, I don't know. That was just a stab at a name in the timing. I'm not too sure. I'm not really familiar with these 1.5 miles, and what I'm familiar with is ANZCAR can go from perfect to dog, you know what, in about a matter of 2 seconds. So I don't really want to put my cold hard cash on anyone just yet. But have a look at this battling. It's lap 28 of 100. Or as they sort themselves out now. That's and we're looking a little bit further back here, Mark, and they're as hungry as ever.
I just seen a red section come up for Joy, so that's why I've jumped back up the front. But obviously we've seen Joy have a little bit of an incident because he has dropped down to 7th position now. So
he's right on the tail of DMAC as well. DMAC goes high with the truck in front of him. Tries to go underneath as well. And these guys are battling the truck 3. He's putting in a good fight as well. But yeah, I'm not too sure what happened with the 2.7 there, or the 2.70, sorry, there, Mark. But maybe we'll be able to find something. But he's side by side with DMAC. If you're going to be side by side with anyone, DMAC is as safe as houses.
Yeah, nothing's come up on the events log, so. We'll see.
Oh, pushes the 3 up. Oh, just gives him barely enough room to give. I tell you, that 3 truck will give the 270 a little bit of a nudge after that. It's worth it, I think. Oh, just give him millimetre room to the wall. There may have been a little bit of a touch there, but Jai gets through.
Yeah, unfortunately, the number 3 isn't actually coming up on the screen. So I do think he may be having the wrong number on the truck. He's actually showing up as 88 on the timing screen. So yeah, that's something for the admins to look at a bit later. But back up the front, mate, we've got the 2 Mitch boys of Martin and Micklemore. A normal truck racer of late to see these boys out in front. But Ryan Jones is actually trying to keep them honest. So
it all looks like these front, at least probably 5 or 6, have really settled into their rhythm since the last caution. Remember, Tyrdeg's probably coming back into it, and I wonder who did tyres in the last stop. I'll have a look at that and bring that into the next little bit. But they're looking like they're using similar lines. The front guys seem to be using that little bit of an apron there, and some of the guys aren't, but it's all about strengths and weaknesses. We still got, what, 67 laps to go if quick math serves me right. We have a look at a battle here. That's Stevie Dubb in the 98.
Yep, Stevie Dubb.
Only from, oh, look at that. That's knowledge, that is. And Andy Barber's in there as well. So here we go. These guys, they race around each other a lot. You see them around the scenes, and they know exactly each other's driving weaknesses and strengths. So this is the battle you want to watch, really. Like, when it comes to battles, these guys know how to race. And if you give them plenty of room, give it 8 laps to go, see if they're going to give themselves that much room. As a couple of good runs down the outside. Oh, across the nose! We were just giving a good rap. Pete's commentator's curse is back. That means I got it again, Mark, isn't it?
Yeah.
You got it when you do a curse. I do apologise, boys. We'll giving you a good rap. We'll get a replay in all due course. We've gone yellow again. Yellow again. Straight across the nose. That's my calling. But race control will do their thing. But, wow. Just giving them a rap. That's when it happens. Giving them a rap. This is the battle you want to see. And, well.
And
battle too hard. They know each other's strengths and weaknesses, though, Mark. So if you're going to push hard, you're going to push hard amongst them. Where'd Stevie Dub get in with all that too? Because, oh no, he survived. I think it was only the one casualty in that little incident, but we're back yellow again. Lap 35, 100, 65 to go.
Yeah, 65 to go. Unfortunately, the session events have decided to pack it in.
Well, we're just going to have to take Pete's word for it, and it must be right at the right at that point. What are we? Lap 35 of 100. So you can't get home yet. Lap 55, if you fuel save, you can get home from there. So we're already seeing 2 stopper. I don't believe you can get home here. So maybe it's anticipation of these drivers thinking, well, we're going to get a yellow again. Let's go hard. We've got unlimited tyres, so maybe that takes the tyre equation out of it, Mark. Maybe it's not a tyre game.
No.
Imagine it may be just a go hard and stay clean.
Yeah, well,
The 999 on the piss in there.
You can see all those boys there take our tyres, and it's a very busy exit of pit lane. So I think just about the whole field has come down through to get service, take tyres, and back out.
We get a restart of pretty much clean racing and clean cars, although maybe mechanically clean, not some of the physics on them. So we've got, who we got? We've got Carl in here, the voice of ANZCAR, I think I called you, Carl.
Hello, Peter. Hello, Mark. How are you going, boys?
Good, mate, good. Not the night you'd like, Carl?
No, unfortunately not. Got tagged after a car just clipped the wall and unfortunately almost held it down the straight, but a couple of the boys just had nowhere to go. So big sorry to Chris Lifbog and Ross Chatham. They got caught up with my incident, sadly. But yeah, it was my night pretty much run, although they have just finished getting the truck into some condition to get it back on the track.
So, hey, Carl, it's Pete here, mate. Hot track out there. It looks like hot competition. Is it? Although it hasn't been your night tonight, what did it feel like? The truck feel like in preparation to this?
Well, it was pretty loose on the rear in the early run. So the first couple of laps after the green, it is really, really loose. The rear end just wants to step out on you on the exit of especially 1 and 2. Trucks are overheating a bit, so you've got to really be cautious running close together because the water temp is just running through the roof. After about 10 laps or so, the tyres get to a nice state where you can run them quite well. You can actually run the low line without too much hassle. You're going to chew the tyres up, but you can get a good bit of speed off of there and not have too much issue of overheating, what I found at least anyway. Unfortunately, I had some good long run pace and didn't get a chance to use it.
And what do you reckon, mate? Lap 37, third caution of the night. Strategy now must be thinking just go for it and change tyres on the caution?
Oh, absolutely. You'll want to get a fresh set of boots back on the car as quick as you can. Just looking at the tyre wear just after that, I don't remember how many laps it was in that stint, but my tyres were already down to about 80% on the front and about 82 on the rear. So they go down very, very quickly here. Fuel's going to be an issue from here, of course, as well. They won't be able to make it to the end on fuel, so there's going to be at least another stop if we go green from here.
It's going to be interesting to watch, Mark, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. And I can confirm, ladies and gentlemen, that Ashley Dogson is showing 3 on the car. So if we do call out the 88, we do actually mean the truck 3. So we do apologise for that.
Unfortunate for Dodson because running very well tonight, but that will cop a bit of a penalty on that one, unfortunately.
Yeah, well, you know, rules are rules, as we always know. Lap 38 of 100, and I think we've heard it too, Mark, that it's going to be pretty much a foot down fight and just go for it. And if you've got the smarts to stay out of the carnage and change your tyres every caution, we're going to have a race on our hands.
Yeah, definitely will. And we've only lost two drivers out of the race, and as we come into the restart zone, and we are away with Martin getting a great start again.
It's the same battle as well. Martin, Danny G, Micklemore, Jones, McKenzie. Jai Schultz is in there as well. He just grabbed that position off McKenzie. McKenzie goes high. Maybe he's not comfortable sitting up there, but a little bit taily out of, I think that's 2 and 3, 21, 24 and 3. And there's that 31, I think, is what he's showing in the timing. But that's your top 3 at the minute, and a little bit of a battle mid-pack. We've seen this off the restarts, Mark. Pretty clean. Everyone knows what they need to do.
Yeah, those Mitch boys are just going to get in nose to tail, and like Carl can vouch for that. They'll just work together. Ryan Jones is definitely going to have a hard time keeping with him. Same with Ashley Dogson. But the man to watch is Luke Trahere, and Stevie Dubb there. As you can see, they're really in a battle, or a little bit of touch there between Schultz and McKenzie. Just jump back onto that.
Yeah, the elbows are definitely out. These guys want to win. You can say you don't enter a race unless you want to win it. But these guys, even though there's so long to go, what are we, 59 laps to go? The O2 and McKenzie's got the fight in him. He can do it. He's got to stay smart, but he's in a battle right now. Stevie Dubb.
Oh, a little bit loose
is the
there.
driver you mentioned before. We go 3 wide. D-Mac into the fence. I'm going to shut up. Sorry, Darren. He gets away with it, though. We stay green.
I'll tell you what, that
commentator's curse.
Yeah, and unfortunately, the session events has completely shut down and doesn't want to work. So we can't bring you a replay of that, unfortunately. But that was a great control. I think that was the
the O2 of Darren McKenzie. He went into the wall. I think there was 2 trucks into the wall. Darren McKenzie had it every which way but straight and managed to gather it up. I'm not too sure whether they'll be sporting any damage off that, because they did go fairly hard into the wall, Mark. So they might be getting a little bit of damage out of that. I'm not too sure who that car was. It just may be the truck, I should say, in front of them. But D-Mac got away with that, and so did the other couple of trucks as well. But we're going to see a lot of that happen throughout tonight, just because the competitive nature of these boys.
Yeah, definitely.
Sorry, Mark, I can just confirm Michael Campbell just got very loose in front of McKenzie, unfortunately. McKenzie just had to go for avoiding action and then just got tagged behind. So that was the start of that big wreck with 619, just making contact with McKenzie.
Yeah, thanks, Carl. And that one, and Michael Campbell has dropped way back down to the 32nd. And you can see him here now on screen, out in no man's land. So that is going to be a lonely race for him for the rest of the night.
Yeah, it's a 1.5 mile, but you don't think the draft matters until you don't have it. So he's definitely going to be upon him. He'd be calling for a yellow anytime soon. You would think, but I tell you, this front pack haven't settled down since the start. Oh, Stevie Dubb just gets in the front of the 43, gets a good old push. He's like, yeah, try that again, mate. And the 270 of Jai Schultz, he's seeing it, he's watching, he wants to go down the inside, gets one of them, and pushes it out wide. Ty Degg, it looks like it's well in play.
Yeah, definitely. The danger man here is that we've got Ruben Phelps, Hamish Gallagher, and Gary Wellman all sitting there waiting for these guys in front of them to make a little boo-boo. And they will pounce. I know Ruben would want to be up a lot higher up by the end of this race, so we just keep an eye on him. But back out the front, we see the Mitch boys again running that low line.
And they've got 1, 2, 3 lined up there as well, so they'd be happy as a team, but they'd also be talking, saying, all right, we've got this field locked out at the minute. We'll keep it smart and we'll get it going. These guys want to get the high line working, and Carl pointed out before, and he's behind the wheel, if they've got his truck back out on track now, and he says you can run the tyre, the line down low. You're going to chew the tyres, but remember, I think we've taken the tyre equation out of it, haven't we, Mark? Because we're going to go for broke.
Yep.
And if we go green from now, we're going to be have a very interesting finish. But what's interesting is not many of these drivers using the apron there as we jump on board.
We're on board with Ashley Dogson, just in now in 4th position. He's got around Ryan Jones, but keep as I say that, I was just going to say, keep an eye out for Ryan to try and make a move on the outside or the inside, and it looks like the outside is his preferred line, and we can see him really get the run down through the DR of the front stretch or front D section into turns 1 and 2. You see that those four there are really holding that down. Stay on that white line, inside line, and then slowly come up to the wall.
But watching this footage, what I've seen is that the drivers are going to take the line that they're comfortable, and it looks like the Mitch boys are running it the in and out line, as you can see from this view here, and the three guys working in unison, and these guys trying to keep up. But how it's hard to do to keep your own line, as we can see good vision of this now, Mark, but you got to run your own race, don't you? And these guys taking a little bit of different line. They're obviously not comfortable running the line that the guys in front are, and that takes balls, really, doesn't it, to run your own line, even though the leaders are taking an alternate one.
Yeah, definitely. But you can see there at the front, the Mitch boys are starting to try a few different lines to see where they're stronger. We might jump back out on board and jump back out here to outside cameras. We'll just
sorry, Mark. I'm just going to pip in. Mirko Dortnex had a big accident across the front straight. He clipped the wall on the exit of turn 4 and ended up running across the grass and into pit lane with a heavy hit on his engine.
All right.
Okay,
thanks,
so this
mate.
might be coming up now, because obviously Carl's in the car, so that'll be happening live. With a bit of a delay there. We stay in green though. 48 laps to go here. ANZCAR trucks at Kansas. Who we got leading at the moment? Jason Martin, Denny G, and Josh Micklemore. If that's... Hold on, I'll refresh.
Yep, no, that's correct.
There we go.
Ryan Jones in 4th. Andy Dodson in 5th. Stevie Williams in 6th. Ruben Phelps in 7th. Joy Schultz in 8th. Battling there with Luke Trehair in 9th. And Hamish Gallagher has been able to fight his way back up, and he's in the battle for 10th with Gary Willman and Darren McKenzie just outside in 12th place. But great battle here for those minor placings at the back of the top 10.
And I'll just skip back to what I said at the top of the broadcast, Mark, that the cooler heads will prevail, and right now, like, you have a look, and right through the field, and not to discount anyone that I'm not aware of, but the people that I am aware of and I have watched, the top 5, of course, they're going to be there and thereabouts. You've got Stevie Dove, Ruben Phelps, Trehair, you've mentioned a couple of times, Jai Schultz, Wellman, Gallagher, Andy Barber, and Tomlin, all sitting there in the middle, and they're the cool heads that I know of. So watch that mid-pack to move forward. What do we got? Lap 55. So if they were to pit now, they can get home on fuel. But I think we're gonna see these guys just keep pushing on. Lap times have dropped off a little bit. Maybe that suspects that the yellows that the guys thought were coming may not.
Yeah, we can see Ryan Jones there get around Micklemore for 3rd place. Oh, big tail waggle there through the D section across the start-finish line.
He was aware too. He didn't let he didn't let himself get caught up in that. He was always going to get around if he did go into the wall or try and come up into him. But lucky, Tyredeg. Wow, these guys are bigger men than me, because it's hard to get around as these guys start to move. 11 of Ryan Jones using the up and down. The 3, that's that number that we're getting wrong, but the 3, big hit into the wall. That's the 88, I do believe, coming up on timing.
Yeah, mate, that's correct. 88, Ashley Dodson.
Yeah, big hit into the wall. Gets away with it, though. Not too sure how fragile these trucks are, Mark. Have you done some laps around here?
No, these guys, the trucks are fairly good. They've had a fairly big update, and they've adjusted the model just that little bit. So they'll take a little bit more beating than they used to, but you still don't want to go bashing against the wall because they will fail on you.
Let's see if that's going to be detrimental to him as the 11 of Jones. We've concentrated on him a lot for this race. He looks to be settling in well. Stevie Dubb looks to be trying to push on just behind him as well. But the 11 is handling the race well, letting him come to him. I think Jones, he's seen a lot of it, called a lot of it, and raced a lot of it. That he's in a happy place at the minute on track with just over 40 laps to go. And he doesn't really have a draft partner, but he seems to have the lap pace.
Yeah, he's just
There's a
fallen.
hungry pack behind him.
Yeah, I was just going to say, he's just fallen off the back of Mickelmore now. But Martin and Denny G are still out there in front, and they're in a nice rhythm. So, not bad, but we can see here that pack. Now Jones is starting to fall back into that pack for 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th and 9th.
It's Jones, Williams, Dodson, Phelps, Trahair and Gallagher's in there as well. Remember, Gallagher had an earlier incident. He's starting to really get pressured by the 270 of Schultz there, but Gallagher, although he had that earlier incident, I still do believe that he's into it. And all these drivers, it's very, not surprising, but I suppose it's great to watch. So many drivers are still out there and so many drivers still on the lead lap. Yeah, sure, we've had 3 cautions, but it's been a pretty hard race so far. And it looks to me that 98 is starting to put the foot down a little bit.
Yeah, I was just going to say, Pete, where Perry Akanakis, the 144 truck there, is the last truck on the lead lap. So that's 29 trucks still on the lead lap, but he's about to get lapped as we are looking here by the race leaders, Martin and Denny G.
Stays nice and high as well. That's good sportsmanship there. There's nothing in the rules or NASCAR rules saying that black flags really do apply. It's a gentleman's or a handshake agreement, and that was something good to watch there. Just stays high. All right, you boys, you go through and use fight, and through and fight they will, as we see Wellman and Schultz now side by side. Schultz is staying high, the 45 of Wellman. He's sticking there low as well, and like I said, tactics. You can keep them low and you can burn their tyres. But Jai's just going to let him go here, I think, and push on, and you can save fuel by getting in the draft. And you still got 37 laps to go. They still can't get home, remember. We haven't had a caution since lap critical being 55.
Just jump back up the front here with this angry pack for 5th through to 12th. Although the guys at the back there have dropped off just that little bit. We might just check in down the field a bit, mate, with your pick of for the race win. Unfortunately, he's down in 28th position, Mark Smith.
Come on, Mark Smith, get in there, 28th. You can do it. Anything can happen. It can be a wreck fest from now. So we all know ovals doesn't happen till the fat lady sings or Barney waves the flag. That's probably more appropriate. But Mark Smith, you're still a chance. Don't let me lose some dollars. But no, that was out of the hat thing. Yeah. But I tell you, 007 is it may be a little bit lonely back there, but he'll know in his head. Like I just said, Mark and Carl, you're both well aware that ovals don't give up and you can win a race. Maybe I should take my own advice. What do you reckon, Cobes? Big incident.
I think that's Norman Clark. The 09 of Norman Clark just touching the wall there.
I called it a big incident. It's very much not a big incident. I tell you, I did call him probably the smartest guy out on track. He just tapped the wall. 3 trucks close to him. And nothing happened. We stayed green. Good, smart driving. So I haven't eaten my words around about that yet.
So we'll jump back out in front and we can see that Martin and Denny G have got a nice little gap now over Josh Mickelmore in third place. The gap is now out to almost 1.5 seconds. Then back to Ryan Jones. He's another 3 seconds. So this front pack, these three Mitch Motorsports cars are really opening up. The real battle here is between Ruben Phelps, Luke Trehair and Stevie Dubb. And then further back we've got Gallagher, Wellman, Dogson and Jai Schultz and McKenzie. So they're starting to spread out a little bit. We've just under 30 laps to go now. We're kind of sort of seeing these guys coming to the end of their tyre life. So I'm just wondering if we will see a caution somewhere closer to the end and bring it in. That'll bring everyone in and have a real sprint race.
Yeah, I love a sprint race. I also love a strategy race as well. I'd like to see every race go green, as it almost goes 3 wide there as we jump back to Mitch Motorsports. I'd like to see every race go green, but for the the strategy aspect, and I absolutely love carnage and going down to green white checkers. I do believe we have a couple in play here tonight.
Big wreck with Kai Turner. Sorry to jump in there, boys.
Oh, is it Kai Turner's had a cracker? We're going yellow. We're just talking yellow. It goes yellow. We got a bit of insight. Carl, how do you fare with that incident? You see it close?
No, I'm sitting in pit lane. Unfortunately, the truck's engine is it's not worth sitting out there. You're just going to end up causing a wreck. So I've decided to pull up behind the wall.
Best of luck for another day as the monster truck gets past the pace truck, and well, Kai Turner. Cause I think this is the 4th caution of the night.
Yeah, so it was contact between Kai Turner and Paul Drady, I think it was. It looks like Turner's just scrubbed up on the track a little bit, unfortunately, and got up in front of Drady, and that's caused a big wreck. And I think Norman Clark just snuck through. He was a very lucky driver in that incident.
We just see the 408, I think, just bundled his pit entry there, Mark. Does he know we've still got 30 laps to go? It looks to me he's doing some victory burnouts. I don't think it's victory yet, mate. Go again, and maybe pits were closed. It looked to me like it was a pit entry gone wrong.
Yeah, that's Kai Turner. I think his steering's a little bit off, so I definitely think. But we can see in pit lane here that all the leaders are in.
And get home for fuel too for 30 laps to go. That just means if they're going to go for that, they're going to have about a 20-lap battle against tyres. So I said tyres wasn't come into play. Do they come back in now, Mark? Or were they ever out of it?
Well, I think if we get a green-white checker, I think we'll see some of these guys come down. Or if we get another caution, we will see these guys back in the pit lane. Although, yeah, it's another one. We definitely know they can make it home on fuel. So it's just a matter of how they want to play it. But Danny G's been the lucky one, and he's made a great run off pit road to inherit the race lead.
My timing's saying Mark Smith is leading. So, my bookies, they just sent me a text saying refresh it. Oh no, Mark Smith on my timing is saying his lead. It's probably not correct, but I'll tell you, the bookies will be loving it.
Mark Smith's in the lead because he hasn't taken to pit lane just yet. So in iRacing terms, because Danny G crossed the line first, it's classifying him as a leader. So just on the timing screens, it's just got Mark Smith, but he's in pit lane now, so he'll drop back.
I just seen that now. He's already dropped back to 7th and 8th, and I was just about to say stop the race. Let's cash it in. But it's not to be. 29 laps to go. We've just switched to Mark, the cautions breed cautions.
Yeah, definitely. And really here, you're on cold tyres. I think just about everyone's, by the timing screen, everyone's come down pit lane. And they would have put on fresh tyres and for a nice little sprint race home.
Well, they're used to worn tyres, so hopefully they can make the switch just gradually before they start to send it again, because it is going to be a little bit iffy for probably 2 to 3 laps. It's a relatively short lap around here, but well, we're set up. I think we're just about right at that mark where people are going to drop the hammer.
Yeah, I think they may play it safe for another 5 or so, and then they'll really drop the hammer. What do you think, Carl? Is this too far out to really go for it?
Oh, I'd go for it right now. The tyres, the drop off is not huge. It's well worth trying to go for it. Obviously, you don't want to go. You don't want to give the opportunity for somebody to get the draft behind you and get a slingshot. But it is quite easy to defend here. So I think going for it is going to be key. And look, there's 3 Mitch cars up there, and we know how much they love to race. To be the winner in the Mitch cars. So I think they're going to go hard for these next 20 odd laps.
It's going to be great to watch if it plays out like that, and it's good to see 3 of the Mitch cars up front because they're controlling the field at the minute. Watch them link up, and I think it's a pretty safe bet. These guys will want to get into single file relatively soon, and to have the Mitch Motorsport boys up the front, they'd be laughing. But they're just like the Sim boys, and they're just like the Southern Stars. They'll battle and have a laugh about it, and if they take themselves out, well, they'll take themselves out. But these guys, they'll battle like they're enemies, even though they're teammates. Pace truck's off. Here we go. They'll be counting each other down to team 1-2 for the restart. 5th restart. He's gone just at the end of the restart zone. Oh, that high line got checked up a little bit. Was that a ploy? Not too sure, but good start from the 24 machine of Denny G, and it's getting a little bit feisty up there. Who's that trying to poke his nose down the inside? And he gets pushed back briefly. Mitch Motorsport still 1-2-3. Ruben Phelps up there in 4th down the inside. Stevie Dubs up there as well. And have a look at the 11 of Joneses in the middle, 3 wide. Oh, go send it, I think, Carl. That's the words that you said you're doing it. And this is what these guys are doing. Oh, Mark, you're going to have to jump in because I'm getting excited.
Well, they're absolutely going for it at the moment. They are sending it, and you can see Ryan Jones not holding back at all, and not something we expect from Ryan Jones to hold it back. As Micklemore gets a little bit loose in the mid corner, that's going to give Ruben Phelps a bit of a run here as they're looking to go 3 wide into 3 and 4 here. Phelps on the inside, going down the inside of Micklemore and Martin, and Phelps is holding it at the moment. He's using those fresh tyres to his advantage. You've got to be careful, though, because the back end will step out. It does a little bit.
Jesus. Sorry, there the 24 almost comes straight in front of the 21 teammates, Carl. Oh, well, you would have seen that as well, but they're going right now. 25 to go. Is it 25 or is it 5 to go? Ruben Phelps is in a good spot here. Watch the 06 move forward. There's the 31 down around the outside following his teammate, but Mitch Motorsport still 1, 2, and 3 controlling. Have a look at that. They're almost in sort of duck formation.
They are car in the wall in the background. I think it might have been Ryan Jones just getting up there. Oh, it wasn't Ryan, sorry. It was, I'll have to go back and have a bit of a look at this one. I think it was Hamish Gallagher, in fact, and that's an odd mistake from Gallagher.
Yeah, Gallagher's not a night to remember for him. 21 leads, though. His 2 teammates in behind, and Ruben Phelps, he got a little bit hard done by there, maybe a little bit bullied. Stevie Dub down the inside. He pushed his way in there. He's like, 24, let me in. Let me in, 24. Let me at him. He goes for it. They get sideways across the nose. Mitch Motorsport into each other. Stevie Dub out of it. Ruben Phelps gets through. Wow, big incident. We go yellow, 24 to go.
Looked like they almost held that for a microsecond there. There was a little bit of time where it looked like it was going well, and then there was a secondary just bit of like almost netcode related extra contact, and that just pinged Stevie up into the wall and then into the side of Danny G in the 24, and that was a big accident. And well, Josh Micklemore's got to be thinking, I've got to be careful with this one, because championship wise he's still battling it out. He can still lose the championship from here. Luckily, though, for him, Gallagher's fallen off a bit after getting clipped, and Matty Ray's down a bit as well.
Well, Reuben Phelps was a big winner out of that. Good heads-up driving from him. Jai Schultz, he did go up the field. He's currently sitting on the timing screens in 5th. I did see him a little bit slow there, Mark. Did you see if there's any incident with the 270? Because he did look like he lost a couple of positions and all that.
No, mate. The session events as frozen. I've been trying to get it unfrozen, but it just doesn't want to unfreeze itself.
Well, Jai's sitting in 5th. He's got teammate behind him. Well, Tomlin on the timing is behind him anyway. He's got the 999. So there's a car in between. So Jai Schultz, then Sam Smith, and then Tomlin. But Reuben Phelps, I tell you, can we get him up here? Is it too much work for you, Mark? Can we get him up here and while we're under yellow?
No, he's not in the server, mate. He's in their team server. So unfortunately,
just quickly, sorry boys, pit stops. Everybody coming down pit lane, bar the 21 of Jason Martin.
Jason Martin's led the majority of this as well. Interesting call. We've only just had a yellow as well. Yeah, it was a little bit feisty. They may have got a little bit of wear on those tyres, but I think Martin might be onto something here. Brett Campbell is showing in second as well, but he'll probably get a...
He's actually not pitted too, so himself and Sean Decay.
Oh, okay.
So we've got 3 cars on track that decided not to come down pit lane here.
Here we go. So it's all playing out. So 21 to go. Martin, Campbell, Duque, Smith, Tomlin, Phelps, Wellman, Micklemore, Jones, and Dodson. That's your 10. Don't discount DMAC in 12th, Jai Schultz in 13th, Andy J. Barber in 14th as well. Still a lot of names in play. Hamish Gallagher, what a night to forget for him. He's dropping down the tables in 23rd. Carl, can you put your money on anyone with 21 to go, you think? I know there's a lot of names in play.
I got to say, it's looking good at the moment for... I never like to discount Jason Martin because he's very good at pulling the rabbit out of the hat and just coming up with a big surprise. Keep an eye on Sam Smith and Christopher Tomlin as well, because they've only taken the 2 sets of tyres here. So they've taken rights only by the looks of it, whereas everybody else has done the full 4. I've got to say Reuben Phelps is probably my bet at the moment. He has been so good last few races. He's just been absolutely on it and really, really good at charging towards the front, especially when there's a tyre advantage in his favour.
And what about that heads-up drive? And just for the incident brought out this caution. He was gone for all money, but he got through.
Yeah, absolutely. The old days of Thunder style, just absolutely keeping his boot in there. Just got through nicely. He just popped up on the radio and just asking about the rear end damage. So that might play a part in his thinking. But I imagine he's going to be pretty confident to the end of this one. Will we see the battle between Martin and Phelps resume from last week? And I think it was the Xfinity series. But these two have been having some cracking races recently, and they're bringing it to the trucks. Good to see Brett Campbell up there in the Golden Octopus, golden car as well, the 015. So nice to see Brett Campbell up towards the front. Hopefully he can keep it up there because he is in... he's deserving of a few points. He's had some really bad luck recently. And Sean Decay as well, one of the admins from the server. A little bit of damage, and he's currently enjoying the fact that he's beating me in the championship. All us admins try and have our little our mini championship going on, and unfortunately I missed a couple of races, so I'm sitting a little bit lower than I was before.
You're probably going to be... sorry to bring it back up, Carl, but you're probably going to be a little bit quiet in the team Discord and banter this week as well.
Look, I'm sure I'll have some words to say. Nah, it's all good. It's usually fine. So yeah, we're looking forward to that one. But look, it's going to be a cracking restart here. Jason Martin up there should be. We know how good Jason is. The one thing I'd say as well, they're going to have their tyres up to temperature on this first lap, so they'll be able to go absolutely through turns 1 and 2, 3 and 4 without any issue. They shouldn't have the rear stepping out, whereas some of the cars that have changed 2 tyres, and especially all 4 tyres, they're going to have a little bit less temperature in them. The pressure's not going to be up, so they might just have a little bit of a loose end for the first 2 laps. After that, they're going to start closing in.
Watch the top 3, top 4 capitalise after this as the pace truck pulls in. Watch the top 3 to really gun, Carl, and that was a really good point. They got warm tyres. The rest of the field restart on cold tyres. We get a really good jump from our 21 Mitch Motorsport crew. Once again, this is all out for money. There's no holding back now. Can you get home? Yep. Tyres are good? Yep. Tick home, foot flat. Let's see some racing.
Great stuff up here. They're almost 4 wide at some stages, and Lachlan Oakville coming up quite quickly as well. But Jason Martin, you can see he's just got a big launch at the start, and as I suspected, they're running pretty well on the warmer tyres for these first couple of laps, but those guys on the fresh boots are starting to close up quickly.
Yeah, look at this hungry pack just behind him. You got Tomlin moving in. We had a touch of 4 wide. Be careful not to cause another caution, guys, although we'd like to see it. Brett Campbell around the outside. The 11 of Ryan Jones wants to fight back. Tomlin gets a little bit squirrely. Oh, and that orange car. Who I can't even see the number. I think that's 26. Oh, just checks him up. But 11 of Ryan Jones makes his way around the outside. He's going to go with Brett Campbell. We got an incident. Oh, chopped.
Decay
2-1-2. The 2-1-2
and nowhere
into
for
Decay.
Phelps to go there.
And yeah, Phelps is a... Yeah, wow. I tell you, these oval racing, it's gut-wrenching. How do you call these races and watch them so many rounds, guys? It's gut-wrenching, isn't it, when you get into the race and then something like that happens and you're really rooting for them as we go to a replay to try and unpack it.
Yeah, look, it's one of the things of oval racing. You have to just bad luck happens sometimes. You just have to allow it. But that was just sort of 3 wide going over the line, and looked like Tomlin just didn't quite realise they were in a 3 wide situation, and that was the cause of the wreck. So I think we should be getting the replay now. And Jason Martin's come into pit lane, so Martin has decided he needs fresh tyres. So that is interesting to see from him. But here we go, coming up a little bit further along, Mark. So it should be just on the exit of 4, and you'll see Tomlin getting the run here. He's getting a run, goes to go in the middle, gets up into Ruben, gets clipped there, a little bit of aero wash, flies down, collects Decay, and
D-Max involved as well. That was a lot bigger than what I first seen live, Carl, but wow, it was just a case of thought he could go high and couldn't, and he was already committed. He goes back low and collects the car behind, and the rest is history. There's quite a few undeserving sort of casualties in that one, but look at this. Brett Campbell, he's going to lead us to green.
Yeah, Brett Campbell with the golden octopus on the front, leading us tonight, and we're not that far off the finish. And look out for Ryan Jones just behind him as well. We know that Ryan Jones is a very quick peddler. Ryan Jones, very, very good on short runs, very, very quick. Sam Smith, new name to the series in the 999 up there as well in that yellow and red car. So a lot of faces up there. This could be a really fun race. Watch out for Urquio too. So Lockie up there, he's worked his way right from the back, and he's pretty hungry for a victory. So Lockie will be looking for that one. I was just having a bit of a look back as well, just for championship battle wise. Matty Ray, unfortunately, Mr. Sheen, not having the most luck recently. He's been caught up and he's having to get some repairs done. He's fallen down a lap. Hamish Gallagher, he is down in whereabouts is he? Down in like 19th odd spot,
23rd.
So 21st. So yeah, fair bit down at the pack, but well, as we know in oval racing, anything can happen, and if you're on the lead lap, you're always in a shout of getting it done. But Josh Micklemore sitting up there, he's sitting pretty at the moment in the 31. So yeah, championship wise, it's looking good for Micklemore tonight.
Yeah, Micklemore is always up there, and here's Reuben Phelps. The 06 Reuben Phelps, where's he sitting in the timing at the moment? He's way down. Reuben Phelps is way down.
Yeah, Ruben's dropped a lap as well, which is going to be even more painful for him. But, well, we've got it on screen. While it's leading the race, the 015 of Brett Campbell. Of course, Golden Octopus Foundation fighting childhood cancer and all cancer, in fact. Fight like a kid, of course. And if you've got any spare pennies sitting around, head over to the Golden Octopus Foundation and help them out. And, well, there'll be a bit of a race coming on in the near future, Mark, that you're going to be broadcasting, of course, and I'm going to be calling a bit of an endurance race for that foundation.
Yeah, definitely. I'm pretty sure we're going to set up a GoFundMe page for it. And look, as far as I'm concerned, any foundation or fund that fights childhood cancer or cancer will get my support. I know they do a great job, and mate, I thank the doctors and everything, and unfortunately it wasn't the Golden Octopus, but it was another foundation that supported my nephew when he had some cancer found. So if you do have any spare coinage, every little bit helps. Get in and give them the support that they need.
Absolutely, it's a very worthy cause and a very worthy thing to fight against. Peter, who's your money on now for this restart? We've got 12 to go.
Well, my money, 015 Brett Campbell, his charity, just got a shout out. Brett Campbell, he's had unlucky sort of races today. If anyone's deserving of this victory, it's the 015 Golden Octopus entry. Let's see what he can do. He gets a good start. The top line looks like it gets a little bit checked up a little bit. And the 015, that's a very pedestrian start, but Brett Campbell out in front, mid-pack is fighting like all money again. But 015 Brett Campbell, we're all rooting for you. 12 laps to go.
Sam Smith getting a good run as well in the 999 there with Ryan Jones behind him. But Smith is going to be able to take the low line and sit there without any trouble at all now. Those tyres will be up to temperature. A couple of cars in the back of the pack just collecting the wall, but we're still running green.
We're green again. There's battles. There's battles. Ryan Jones.
Oh, who was that? The blue car in the background, and we're going to get the caution flag back out again here. And it was Christopher Tomlin. Just getting a big moment and just a little bit of contact possibly between himself and Paul Drady, and just sent the car spinning around.
He stopped on the track there, and we'll pick up a replay, Mark, and
Yep, sorry.
just catch him there. Oh, I tell you, that was pretty fun to watch. Let's watch it again. Oh, this looks fierce. 3 wide. 21 Mitch Motorsport up high.
You might want to close your eyes here, Peter, because Mark Smith is going to be coming along as that car pings down.
Oh, no.
And, yeah, that's the end of that car's night.
Oh, big impact. Oh, I wish we had a prize to give to the viewers if they can guess how many turns he did, because, well, it'd be a guess because I have no idea. But one guy that got through it, Brett Campbell. 2 restarts this race, and let's see what he can go. 10 to go. That's all he's got to do is get him to green cleanly, let everyone wreck out, and we'll go. Look at that, Stevie Dub, very wrecked car in pit lane. I tell you, Carl, of us, everyone I've called races with, if you could choose a time to wreck out, the start or the finish, especially these longer races.
100% start.
100%. Yeah, I'm with you there. A couple of drivers, funny enough, said they want to, if they could choose wreck out at the end, at least they had a shot. But I don't know. I'd much rather probably jump in and talk, with the people calling the race and watch it rather than, race for sometimes an hour and a half, or especially the guys that do enduros, maybe sometimes 6 hours just to wreck out. Yeah, I'm with you at the start.
Yeah, the thing for me is it's not bad if you don't have too much damage. You can get back out there and keep running. I don't mind going out there and just keeping it running. But the big thing for me is when you get too much damage and you're trying to just run out there with no power, no chance. It's miserable getting wrecked early in the race. And I guess in those circumstances, getting wrecked at the end is not too bad because at least you don't have too far to go and you might get some good championship points out of it. If you're in a championship battle, generally you want to get wrecked at the end so you can at least get to the finish. But if you're just running out there and just racing, I generally find get wrecked early and then you can just go and have a cup of tea and just not worry about it too much.
Yep, 100%.
or break into the commentary booth and keep calling the race.
You keep the doors unlocked, mate. I'm in here.
That's the trouble. I know where everything is. That's the problem here.
Start stealing stick-it notes, staplers. I need to recoup mine. Andy Barber stole all mine.
Yeah, we'll be counting the post-it notes when you leave. Don't worry.
They're all numbered. Trust me.
We have watermarks on them. But Brett Campbell's going to be. He'd actually prefer to be winning this in a green way. Prefer to be leading in green wise. But if it keeps happening like this and he keeps out in front of everybody, it's not too bad. But he's really got to get those real restarts nailed. And he's really got to be careful because we saw Sam Smith just absolutely flying after the last restart. And now he's got Lachlan Urquio there as well. We know how quick Lockie is. So Lockie is very hungry for some wins in that SRM machine. Ryan Jones as well, just behind in the top 4. And then Luke Trahair too. He's creeped his way up in the Way Down sponsored 43. And he's going to be absolutely fighting tooth and nail to try and get up there for a win.
Jai Schultz back there in 8th. He's been a contender all night. Norman Clark, he's had a bit of an issued-filled night as well. Nothing to do with his own skill, that's for sure. And of course, Gallagher, he's fought back to 14, so pretty good drive for Gallagher. And a couple of them cool heads that I was talking about. They're a little bit further down, but Campbell, Smith, Urquio, Jones, and Trahair, they're probably anyone. Actually, the top 10 is a chance here, I think.
Well, the other person we haven't spoken about tonight, guys, is Greg Spencer. He's been flying under the radar, and he's sitting in 10th spot at the moment.
Quite a lot of damage on the Pinnacle entry, though, unfortunately. So he might struggle to get out and get into the lead, but he's having a solid run in the 029. And of course, adorned with sponsors that we usually speak of in the Australasian series as well. So, yeah.
So we're going to go back green this time, boy. My money is on the team boss back there in the other Lucas Oils truck, Paul Drady. So hopefully I haven't put the mocker on him.
He's back there in 13th, so he's still a chance. Everyone, I think, on the lead lap now is still a chance. 7 to go. ANZCAR Cup Series. Oh, ANZCAR Cup. No, getting ahead of myself. ANZCAR Truck Series is it's firing up to be an absolute crack.
Oh,
have
sorry, guys.
Top 6.
You can have it. See here that Ryan Jones is giving Smith the hurry up. So it'll be interesting to see what happens here between those two guys on the outside.
Nice close restart too. They're all bunched up. Brett goes. Everyone seems to go with him this time. The 999, he is holding that high line out, and this is where the mind games will get into him. But Brett Campbell, nice clean start again. The guys behind now are probably in the back of their mind going, don't cause a caution. 6 to go.
Just
look at the fresh tyres on those trucks behind them. They are catching very quickly.
You got Ryan Jones in the 11. He's got the 31 Motorsports underneath him. Jai Schultz is ready there. He's got the run. So here's the clean tyres that you just spoke of, Carl. The clean tyres are getting a run in now. Have a look at the red and black car down the inside. He's got nothing for them. Jai Schultz just tucks in behind, looks for the undercut and will get it. Oh, look at that. That red and black car, the name fails me. He's falling back through the field. The top 3, though, they're pushing. And yeah, that Mitch Motorsports, I don't think he got tyres this one. Brett Campbell, though, push it, son. Push it, 5 to go.
Yeah, Josh Micklemore just falling back a little bit there. Contacted the wall. Do they hold it? Do they hold it? Do they hold it? They do. We remain green.
Not too sure who that was in the fence.
Up in the fence there.
There's the 21 into the 45. Brett Campbell gets through. We go yellow again. Oh. Wow.
Big wreck in turn 1 there. That was Lachlan Urquio going up into the wall just before that, and that's dropped him really far back. So big shame for him. And he had a little bit of contact with Carl just behind him of Luke Trahair. So that was the sort of, you could almost say that was the start of that big caution sort of unfolding. And then there was a big wreck just behind, as I think it was Jason Martin just flying through the field on really fresh tyres, made contact with Traher.
Yeah, here it is here. We're just about to come up to it. It was a couple of incidents happened. There was a little incident touch of the wall just ahead of this one. And then, well, with 3 laps to go, this is pretty much what brought it out, I think. We got 3 wide action. You can clearly see down there. There's a car in front into the wall. And then the secondary incident is just about to happen here.
Watch the purple car, Jason Martin. He comes flying up there. And then Luke Traher just doesn't realise there's going to be a car there, and that is that. And
what about that drive from that front car? The number just failed me. It was just in front of Jai Schultz. It looked like he got out of there with flying colours, a little skim on the wall, but he got through there as well. A lot of lucky drivers, a lot of unlucky drivers in that. I tell you, the luckiest guy out here, touch wood, Brett, I did touch wood, is Brett Campbell. Good restarts, and, well, if you're out front and don't make a mistake, you can't get caught up in the rubbish behind you.
I think we may even see a green-white here.
It is a green-white checker coming up.
Here we go. How many we got available? Is it 2?
Just the 1.
Just the 1. So once we go green, next flag wins it. Oh, it's going to be a elated interview with the 015 if he can hold his position. I know that, Mark, we've pretty much both been around him a while. You too, Carl. He's I don't want to give it to him too early, but out of this drive tonight and out of the whole crew, out of tonight's or the whole field's tonight's efforts, he deserves to win this, and it's going to be good to interview him. I think if he can pull it off, and well, once we go green again, it's the next flag wins it. So do what he's doing the last 3 restarts we've had close together, and it's his.
Yeah, but I'm like this. he's got Ryan Jones there and Josh Mickelmore. Look,
Sam Smith as well, Mark. He's been lightning on these restarts.
I hope that he can do it. He's just not had the luck this season in the truck so far. And I know that should he win this, I think we may have to just sit here for 10-15 minutes until he calms down.
He's got Norman Clark in the chat with him. I can see him at the moment. So if there's anyone out of the field you'd want to have a chat in, someone in the chat with you, it'd be that smart bloke there, Norman, 21 years old. I do believe his birthday it was. But very smart racer, and he'd be talking him up as well. He'd be keeping him honest. I would believe.
Look, Norman would be talking to him, keeping his nerves down, because I know what it's like. Leading your first big race, you're on edge. You're worried that you're going to miss it. Norman would be just saying, just take it easy, mate. Do the same thing you've done the last 2 starts. You've won the starts, so that's the biggest thing. If he can get through that start and be out in front, he should be able to get a reasonable run.
He's not letting that pace truck get out of his sights either, so that's a very focused Brett Campbell behind the wheel of that 015 machine. But as you mentioned before, and we've all mentioned that it's oval racing, anything can happen. We've got Jai Schultz behind, Sam Smith, Urquio, Jones. There's names. If you're still in the top 15, you're still in a shot. It is a green-white checker, but if you've got the tyres, if you've got the you-know-whats, well, you never know what can happen. But 3-4 wide across the finish, I think, is what we're going to be treated to see here tonight.
And just a lot of chat on the radio as well from the drivers. A lot of people saying they're not sure how their car's going to pull away on this restart. One of those is unfortunately Paul Drady. He thinks he might have quite a lot of engine damage, so might be a bit slow on the restart. So that could be another thing that throws a spanner in at the works for tonight, and we'll soon find out. There's only half a lap until the pace truck pulls in.
I wonder if that was what sort of caused the pedestrian restart last time round, because I did make mention that it was a pedestrian restart, so we'll probably see that same one again based on that knowledge. And how many cars have spoken up about it? Is it just the one? Is it the two? Or have we got,
There's about
5 or 10? Oof.
three to four cars just chatting about it, and all in different spots in the pack as well. So that's going to change things up too.
We're about to find out, Mark, aren't we?
Yeah, most definitely. Campbell's coming, and he's got a great start again. A great start, but Jones has been able to go with him, and same with Sam Smith on the outside.
We've got a check up at the rear of field or mid pack as well. So there's a couple of them cars that didn't get off nicely. One truck did get off nicely. Is Brett Campbell. The guys are behind him. That's Sam Smith and Urquio. And look at that truck flying in the background high up. Probably about 3 or 4 rows back. He's going to have a crack here now. Nerves of everyone. Just can't get a hold of him. The 999 and the 11 are battling just behind. What's going to happen?
He's got 1.5 to go for his
white
first
flag. Ooh, is it white flag?
1.5 miles to go, and he will have his first ANZCAR truck win. Come on, Brett. We're not biased up here, but if anyone deserves
Go, Brett. Go, Brett. Let's contact behind him. Go, Brett. Hold it on. That's what he wants to see in his mirrors, but Ryan Jones, he won't give up. And, I am biased. I don't like to be biased. He's covering Jones. Is this his first ANZCAR
He's done
victory?
it. He's done it. Campbell has
Jones
won.
And Lockie Urquio. What a win for Brett Campbell.
There was
what a win.
There was a bit of a wreck going on just behind as they're coming to the finish line. So a few people getting caught up in that one. But you can hear with the elation from everybody in the radio chat as well as the commentary booth. A very, very popular victory here for Brett Campbell.
All he had to do was be smart, wasn't he, Mark? And
mate, I am absolutely wrapped for him. He has done. He's put in the work. And Carl, you know the work he's done in the background with this Golden Octopus Foundation. You've done a lot of work on paints for these cars. That is absolutely fantastic.
Oh, look, I am elated. And honestly, I think I'm happier than I would be with the victory myself, because Brett has put in so much effort. As you said, I've been doing a lot of work on the paint schemes for Brett and a lot of work in the background, but he has just been he's been putting a lot of effort in and getting this victory tonight. He's had so much bad luck for the past year or two with races, and we were chatting tonight before the race start because myself, Brett, and Jack sort of sit in the radio chat to talk in these races. We sort of with the general chat team because we don't really have anybody else to work with us. So the fact that we got a victory tonight and Brett getting it, we're just so good, Mark, so bloody good.
Yeah, mate. And he's done the motor. We just see the motor blow. Leave it there, Brett, and. Yeah, what a way! What a great win for Brett. I mean to say, he was a teammate of mine last year. I know that if Brad Allison's watching tonight, he'll be absolutely over the moon for him. Yeah, there'll be so many people that will be so happy for Brett.
No, absolutely.
And what a race from most of these drivers here today as well. It was a tough one out there at Kansas. As you can see, the results are on screen, and Ryan Jones and Sam Smith. Apologies a little bit because we did your second and third. We didn't overshadow it. It was just the victory from Brett Campbell. But the race from the whole field was ANZCAR. Let's just leave it at that. It's always great racing. But a couple of the names that we spoke at the top of the broadcast weren't there, Mark and Carl. So it's good for, some guys to move up and race, and it's good for their confidence. And I tell you, one guy that will be confident after this is Brett Campbell. But what a result for the top 5: Campbell, Jones, Smith, Gallagher and Micklemore. Look at Gallagher up there. What a drive from him, Mitch Motorsports. He had a start he'd like to forget, and he's still just outside the podium. So Oval Racing strikes again, and what a night, mate! What a night! Kansas turned it on.
Yeah, definitely. We might just run through the final results. Carl, if you want to do the honours there, and
I don't have anything.
Oh,
in front of me,
sorry, you don't either, do you? I forgot. That's how much I'm so used to working with you, and you've been there. Just before we go run through them, we can see down in the green room, guys jumping in to congratulate Brett before we can get to him. So at the end, it was the Brett Campbell show. Great run in that Golden Octopus Foundation car. Ryan Jones in second. Sam Smith third. Hamish Gallagher, great fight back for him to get fourth. Josh Mickelmore in fifth. Norman Clark, great run in the end for Norman to get up in the sixth. Paul Drady, my team boss in the Lucas Oils car in seventh. Brad Finley in eighth. Michael Campbell in ninth. Nobby Tompkins, great run to see him up inside the top 10. Then Greg Spencer, Sean Dookie, Ashley Dogson, Matty Ray finally got into the top 15. Lachlan Erclio, Joy Schultz, another one that was an early race favourite. Kobe Jordan, a good turnaround for him because I think that's probably the highest he's finished this season with some bad luck. Andy Barber, I know he doesn't get here often. Good to see him out running. Perry Akanakis in 19th, and unfortunate for Ruben, fell down to 20th spot. Gary Willman, Jason Martin, Luke Trehair, Brendan Henderson, Christopher Tomlin, Mark Smith, your man, Darren McKenzie back in 28th, unfortunate for him. Kai Turner, Denny G, unfortunately in the 29th. Steve Dubb into 30th. Then Jack Barrett, Mirko, unfortunately retired. Aidan Schultz out early, and yourself, Carl. Unfortunate for you, getting mixed up in that early mix-up. Down in 34th, 35th, Chris Lethberg, and Ross Cheatham rounds out the field in 36th. So we still don't have everyone there as yet.
Yeah, it doesn't look like. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like Sam Smith is there, so you might just have to go with Ryan and Brett.
All right, we will pull up Mr. Ryan Jones. Good evening, Ryan. Actually, Ryan will drop you back down because Sam has just turned up.
Fine, okay.
So, Mr. Sam Smith, welcome to the booth for a good, hard-fought third place.
Yeah, it was really good. It looked like a good win. Brett was very clean and smooth and fair the whole time, so I was glad he won.
Yeah, definitely. Mate, there was talk about tyre wear. How'd you find your tyre wear here tonight?
Well, to be honest, I only practiced before this race, just in when the practice session opened. I hadn't raced here before, and so I didn't really know the lines to take, and I always seemed like I was taking a totally different line to everyone. I was going right down low and everyone was staying high, but it seemed to work. I don't know. I don't know that I was very quick, but I was just in the right place at the right time, I think.
Mate, you've as we were saying, you've just got to be in that top, or really on that lead lap to have a chance at the win. So, but a great race, hard fought right throughout the 100 laps tonight.
Yeah, and I couldn't find my pick box. Twice I stuffed up my pit stop, so I was at the back, I think twice. I was right at the back of the field, but just got lucky at the end.
Yeah, well, we can see there on your driver summary, started 11th, your lowest was back down to the 33rd, and able to get
reversing in the pit lane,
and able to get back into third spot for third spot in the race. So really good comeback.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, it was a good race.
All right, mate.
Hey Sam, sorry, Mark. Sam, it's Pete here, mate. Just I'll make it quickly. One question I want to ask. I'll probably ask all three of them, but what was hotter?
Don't say the singer.
What was hotter, the track or the competition?
The competition was fantastic, and that it was very clean the whole time. This is my first race, so I've never experienced any of you guys, and it was great. It was exactly what I wanted. I was sick of the online, the sign up and drive sort of stuff, and this is just beautiful. So I'll be back next week.
Congrats on your P3, mate. Mark?
Yeah, thank you.
Congrats, mate. Shout out to sponsors and supporters before we let you go, mate.
I should do my pet food company, Prime 100, but I don't have a truck painted yet, so I'll maybe do that during the week.
All right, mate. No worries. Well, again, congratulations, mate, and welcome to the racing at ANZCAR.
Yeah, thank you very much.
All right, mate. We'll see you next week.
Okay, ta-da.
All right. Well, all right. Well, when I can do it, we'll pull up. We'll now pull up Brian Jones. Congratulations, mate. Second place. A nice, hard-fought race there, right throughout the 100 laps.
Yeah, that was a bit of a roller coaster, that one. But, I haven't raced for about 5-6 weeks now, moving down to Melbourne. So, came back and did a race on Wednesday night, but not counting that one. I was too tired. So, I thought this was my big return, and I'm going to absolutely send it. And I did, and it still didn't work.
Well, there's plenty of people sending it, that's for sure.
Yeah, it was pretty aggressive out there. It's just the nature of the track, it's full throttle on a very short run on fresh tyres. You got to really manage your throttle percentage all the way around. It's high speed and hard to overtake because we're all running very similar throttle traces. So you got to be pretty aggressive in the trucks around Kansas.
Yeah, definitely. We can see some very aggressive driving right from the word go. Those Mitch boys just seem to have everyone's cover to start with. But then once the heat really turned up, they come back to you guys, and it was a good battle there, 3 and 4 wide at times.
Nah, not really. The Mitch boys had us covered if that race went green. The only reason I think they didn't finish 1, 2, 3 is they got wrecked. I could match them on a short run, but only because they were saving and I was trying to save but not doing a good job. And then on the 15, 20 laps plus, they just absolutely check out from the field. So whatever they were doing, I don't know what it was, but they were the class of the field for sure if they'd have gone green, but rarely does.
Yeah, that's true. Well, mate, not a real lot we can say apart from congratulations. And before we let you go, the usual shout out to sponsors and supporters.
Yeah, no, big shout out to Big Double D, Dave. He was hyping me up through those restarts. Wish he could have flicked old Sammy Smith a couple texts and told him to not ruin both our chances at winning on that last restart. But that's racing sometimes. We've all got different experience levels, and press on to the next one and probably come second or third or fourth or fifth again.
Yeah, no worries, mate. Well, again, congratulations on second place. You're always a hard driver to race against. And we'll see you back in the trucks next week.
Yep, I'll take that as a compliment. Cheers, boys.
Oh, well, I mean to say, you're another person that just races clean and really doesn't like touching anyone. And yeah, it's just great to race against you, and you can see that tonight, where you were 3 and 4 wide with some of the guys further back.
It's all about the full send, mate. Never lift.
All right, mate. Well, congratulations, second place, and we will see you next week.
Cheers, boys.
See you. Well, Carl, Pete, who wants to do this? Who wants to interview the man in the moment that the three of us were egging on, and out there, I'm quite sure all three of us were trying to push that truck for him. Carl,
I'm going to leave it up to you, boys, because I didn't see the whole race.
Yeah, all right. Pete, mate, Brett, have you calmed down? Have you settled down, mate? Congratulations on your race win here at the ANZCAR trucks.
Yeah, mate, that was one hell of a tough race. Getting stuck at the back for pretty much three quarters of it, and not really being able to get higher than about 20th at that stage. I honestly didn't think I was going to be here tonight. In this position anyway.
Well, mate, I believe this may be your first truck win with ANZCAR.
It is. It's my first so to speak. Well, it's my second league win. The first league win that I had was with one of the older leagues that I was in. Unfortunately, that one I won under yellow. This one kind of takes away the pain of winning under a yellow. This one being under green conditions. This is the cherry on the top on the cake, so to speak.
Well, mate, we can. I'll just bring up your stats. We can see you started way down the back in 36th, and you've come right through to take the race win. You must have been lucky in some of those crashes. We seen you get very close to a few of them, and then at the end there, did you ever think it was going to get to the checker flag? Like three race restarts where you were in the lead. Just talk us through them.
Mate, each restart I was just, so to speak, pedal to the metal and just praying that nobody was coming up behind me, because I was watching them in the mirrors and they were coming.
Well, we've seen you there on that last restart where Sam and Ryan touched, and Jonesy got through on Sam, and you kind of sort of seen him coming, but you certainly jumped down at least half a truck width and blocked that move off.
Yeah, off those restarts, my goal was just try and get away, get myself back in on the right track where I felt more comfortable. I felt that I could control it, and thankfully it just fell my way.
Yeah, definitely. Pete, anything?
Yeah, Brett. Oh, mate, I tell you, Mark's done all the official stuff, so thank God for that, because this isn't really going to be official. I tell you right now, mate, I haven't been in the commentary booth for 6 months, but to get called up by Mark today and to call the race, I wasn't feeling that great. But to call you home at the end, mate, I tell you, good race, and mate, I tell you, and I called it in commentary. Listen to the end of it, I blew me lid, but I called it in commentary. If there's anyone deservingly this win, it was you, and that was probably with about 20 to go. Those restarts were perfect. You deserve to win. You got it, mate. Congrats.
Thanks, mate.
Well,
That's awesome, mate. Talk us through the restarts before Mark wraps it all up. Talk us through the restarts. What was in your mind leading into the restart, but when the lights on your screen went green, what was Brett thinking?
I was probably thinking more along the lines of, somebody please wreck, just keep me and keep me safe, so to speak. But no, I mean, I was watching Jonesy and everybody, and especially that last restart. That was probably the one that I guess you could say, the most scared that this thing was going to get taken from me, because I could see him coming in the mirror, and I just did everything I could do to maintain my track position.
Well, it didn't get taken off you, mate. ANZCAR Kansas winner, Brett Campbell. Congrats, mate. Good stuff.
Thanks, mate.
Well, Brett, there's only one thing left to do. Shout out to sponsors and supporters before we let you go and retire. And as a race winner,
mate, the only thing I got to say is thank you to the Golden Octopus Foundation for allowing me to run their colour schemes and everything this year, raising awareness of children's cancer. So if anybody is keen to help the Golden Octopus Foundation, please go to the Golden Octopus's website, donate, go to their supporters, buy some of their supporters' gear. Not so much gear. Their items that they've got for sale, all the money goes towards their projects that they've got for supporting families of children that are going through childhood cancers.
Yeah, couldn't ask for a better foundation to support. Well, Mr. Campbell, again, congratulations on the race win here at Kansas, and let's hope that's the first of many more to come.
Thanks, Mark.
All right, gentlemen. Well, that's a wrap. Carl, unfortunate for you, not the way you would have liked to have your night done, but we've got plenty more racing to come this week.
No, absolutely. I mean, honestly, it's all gone away now. The misery of not finishing that race with Brett winning it, that has all faded because I'm stoked with that victory. But we have a lot more action coming up this week for ANZCAR. Of course, we have got the Xfinity Series coming up on Wednesday night, the Thunder, of course, and that's going to be at Martinsville, a very tricky track, of course, the paperclip. Martinsville always brings up some good racing. And then it's off to get some dirty racing at Bristol. We're getting down and dirty at Bristol for the Cup. Dirt racing on Thursday night. And then on the weekend, Mark, we've got some more action on Checkered Flag.
No, not this week, Carl. I've been nice to the boys this week. The Warriors have got the weekend off to enjoy their Easter without any chocolate overload. But I do believe we are back on performance with Sunday night, and then
I've got a weekend off, so yep, it's a full weekend off for me, so I'm happy. So we won't be back until the trucks next week.
No, so the trucks are, as you can see up on screen next week, 100 laps at Darlington. We'll jump over to Pete there. Do we think we can grab you back into the box next week, Pete, for Darlington?
I think we could. I'll tell you, you can watch. I've just watched a great race, and let's see if I'm lucky again for Mr. Campbell and see if he can get it there. He's just got to avoid wearing that black stripe. I tell you, Darlington's not a place that I like, but some guys like it.
Yeah, no, it's not a place I like. What about you, Carl? Well, you'll be out there. So.
I'll be out there. I'm not going to be enjoying it.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, I've got to say thank you very much for, firstly, to Carl for having such a bad night and jumping up with us. Never happy to see Carl not finish a race, even though he does drive a Toyota at the moment. To Mr. Peter Gretton, thank you very much, mate, for your time and jumping in at the last moment. And we will see you back here next Monday night with me pushing the buttons again. To everyone that has tuned in, we really do hope you have enjoyed that race tonight. Action-packed right from the set go. And look, I know we've said it, and I'm going to say it again. The man of the moment, Brett Campbell, in the Golden Octopus Foundation car. Well done, mate. Well deserved. So in saying that, we hope to see you back here either with Checkered Flag or Performance E streaming through the week. And until we meet again, please have a safe Easter, and we will see you at Darlington next Monday night. Thanks for tuning in.